This summer, I'm climbing a 14,000-foot mountain in Colorado, also known as a 14er. I'll be showing you 3 steel mace movements that are helping me to prepare for this journey. Hello, I'm Shuva. I'm a steel mace coach, and this is my 7-pound steel mace. This is a long metal rod with a weighted ball at the end, and it is a modern rendition of an ancient tool. This is also the most potent form of strength training for women in midlife. So let's get started with our 3 moves. The first movement is a lateral lunge. Now, when you're going up a mountain, you're not just moving your hips forward, you will likely have to move them side to side, especially if you're tackling rocky, uneven terrain, and your hips need to stabilize. So this exercise helps you control that movement when you're shifting your hips side to side. So with the lateral lunge, we want to start with our feet wide apart. Your toes can be pointed out or forward, either one is fine. You want to make sure that your torso is stacked over your hips. Bring your shoulders back and down. You want to hold your mace in what's called an over-under grip. So the over is at the handle and the under is right by the globe. From here, you want to press your mace right at your belly button. And we're going to be starting on the right side. So I want you to bend your right leg. And from here, I'm going to rotate my upper body and then bring my mace down vertically and punch down with that globe. So I want the globe to be right in line under my armpit on the left side. The top arm, in this case the right arm, is going to be at an angle, and I want to imagine that I'm pulling that mace apart. And then I'm going to come back to center. From here, I'm going to do a mace switch with my hands, so bringing my right hand all the way to a prayer switch to bring it with my left hand, switch the orientation of the mace just briefly and bringing it back to horizontal into that over-under grip before I change sides, and then bend into my left leg, shift my hips to the left, punch down with my right arm so the globe is right under my armpit, and then coming back to center, doing that switch again, and then continuing with this movement. This is training the strength in your legs as well as your hips, and also getting that rotation in your spine. You want to not bend down at your waist. Try to keep that spine as straight as possible, even though you're going slightly down. So while you're doing this, you want to incorporate breathing properly. So as you come back up, you want to inhale. As you punch down, you want to exhale through your teeth. It is referred to as a power breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through the mouth. Now, if that feels easy and comfortable for you, you can increase the speed, or you can try to move one leg at a time from the center. So to increase the complexity of this, you can start by moving one leg and alternating from side to side. So bringing your feet together this time, shoulders back and down, mace by your belly button. From here, extending your right leg out, come back to center, mace switch, and then alternating legs on that lateral lunge. The next level of intensity is to add some elevation. So if you have a small box or a small platform that you can comfortably stand on, start there, and then you're going to move your legs side to side. So from here, bringing your mace back to your belly button, shoulders back and down, and then extend one leg out. You're going to feel a bigger stretch in that outside leg. Bend into that leg on the right, punch down, and then shift back to the middle. It's okay to bend that outside leg to maintain your stability on both legs. Then go ahead and do the other side. Come back to center. The more you do this, the more powerful you're going to feel in your legs, and ultimately the more confident you're going to feel on your mountain climb. The next movement is a 4-corner balance drill. And this really works your ankle mobility. So when you're going up a mountain, especially going through rocky, uneven terrain, it's important that you know where your ankles are. And this is going to be working our mobility and our strength in our ankles, not just as we go up, but maybe in places where we don't know we might be placing our ankles. So this works our ankles in all directions. Now, the other thing is this will also work our knees. So if you have sensitive knees, before doing this, I recommend taking just a moment to squeeze your knees into your legs. You can do this for maybe like 2 or 3 squeezes, or even alternate for a few squeezes, just so that your knees know what's going to be coming up. So I'm going to take a moment to do that because I have just a little bit of sensitivity on my right knee. For this first variation, I'm going to keep my mace close to my body. The mace is vertical. My hands are right up against my solar plexus, so between my belly button and the bottom part of my chest. From here, bringing my shoulders back and down, arms are glued to my side body. Putting weight on my left foot, I'm going to extend my right foot out like a ballerina, coming back in and extending to the side, coming back in, going back, coming back in, and then bringing my leg up and over my opposite glute, pointing that foot on the opposite side. A lot of good control and strength work here. I'm going to go ahead and switch sides. So with that, I'm going to bring my left hand to the top, bending into my right leg this time, which is the more sensitive knee for me. Extending out, coming back in. Extending out, coming back in. Extending out, coming back in, and up and over. All right, so that is your 4-corner balance. I'm going to shift sides and show you the other version here. For your breathing, you want to incorporate that power breath, inhaling in the beginning and exhaling as you punch out the mace. So for this version, we're going to bring the mace out to what's called a full flag. You want to have that mace globe tilted toward you. You want to have your arms in line with your shoulders. Let's go on this side. Inhale here. One more. Okay, I'm going to switch hands and switch sides here so you can see my other side, shoulders back and down, and bending into that right leg. If you want to add complexity to that specific movement, add a box, add a little bit of elevation. You can even do this on a step. So just be careful, make sure that you have enough room, and start at the top of your platform. When you do this, make sure that you are pointing that toe and landing. This is a really good movement to also strengthen your proprioception, your sense of where your body is in space. Starting with the right leg pointed. A little bit deeper bend in that left leg. Not quite. I need a smaller platform for this. Nevertheless, you get the point. I'm going to go ahead and shift sides and try to extend my mace out for this next version here. So ideally, this would work best if my platform was a little bit smaller in terms of the width, but nevertheless, you get the idea, and I hope you can try this, especially if you're training for a climb. The next movement is an upper cut lunge. So this is a rotational movement that's going to drive your legs into a lunge while your core and your upper body go into a rotation. So this is an excellent movement, especially if you're at a point where you're having to scramble up the mountain. Before we talk about the lunge, let's go over what happens to the mace in this movement. I want to start with my legs about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And I want my hands on the mace. So one hand is going to be at the end. The other one can be right at the globe or a little bit lower. I'm going to start on the left side here, and my arms need to be completely straight to start with. The hips are facing forward. I'm placing my mace right up against my body, so not out here, right here. From here, when I inhale, I'm going to angle that mace so it's diagonal, and then glide it up the front of my body. So this mimics a seat belt from here. So this is the uppercut part. All right, and then the rotational part is as I rotate that mace onto the other side of my body, I'm rotating my spine, and I want to have a 90-degree arms and my mace about chin level, be looking forward. So when you're breathing, it's going to be an inhale, and the exhale comes, that power breath exhale comes right when you're at the end of this movement. All right, so this is the rotation. Strong arms, your arms need to be close to your body. Really important that you're not out here. Arms are at 90 degrees. Okay, so now we add the legs. If a lunge is difficult for you, I want you to start with a staggered stance. So I'm going to stagger my stance and have quite a bit of width between my feet. So as I twist, I'm going to bend into that front leg. What that looks like from the side, I'm going to show you in different directions here. Long legs here to start with. Kind of a very warrior-esque position. You want to have your legs farther apart and wider apart than you think they should be. That's what's going to really help you engage power and strength in this movement. A lot of core engagement, a lot of glute engagement. Okay, now when you're ready to switch sides, you want to do what's called a baton switch. So keeping that mace straight, I'm going to draw it in front of me, turn that top hand, glide it down to meet the bottom hand, then take the top hand and turn it so that my palm is facing outward. Now I have an over grip on the other side, and I'm ready to place the mace to the side, punch down, glide with my uppercut, do a staggered lunge, or do a full uppercut, step it forward, half the battle of this movement is getting back to standing. When you get back to standing, make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart, and you have that control, that steadiness to come back without falling apart. Now, if you want to add complexity to this, you can add your platform. So you can go either way. You can step forward, which obviously mimics a mountain climb. A lot of strength here. Do a baton switch. Other side. Okay. Or you can do this movement going down. All right, so what that looks like is this. Be very careful of your footing here. We'll do that again. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch sides so I can do the other side. Move this over just a little bit so I have some space to work with. So my right knee is more sensitive. I can feel that working hard on my right knee. Again, you can kind of flex your knees a little bit if needed before you try this. Strong arms here, straight arms. Bend into that standing leg, land, twist, and come back to center. Those are my 3 recommended movements to train for a 14er, or really any challenge that you have coming up. Try these movements, let me know how they feel in your body. This has been the Mace Minimum quick functional training to get you ready for real life.